What is up, guys? It is the Aquarium Cowboy. Today I'm going to be telling you guys why to and why not to get mystery snails. Alright, so pretty much as you can see, I have a tank full of mystery snails right here, and while I'm hoping to breed these guys, I'm going to tell you guys some reasons, some benefits of having mystery snails and just snails in general, and then some big negatives of especially mystery snails, but just bigger snails in general. Alright, so first we'll start with a couple positives. They are an interesting creature, crustacean. It's really cool to, see their mouths moving, eating that algae. I always thought that was cool when I first got mine. This camera would focus on it. So, they are a pretty cool creature. They do help things last depending on how much food you feed them, because mine, a lot of times, if I don't have enough of them, or if I feed them a lot, like if you make it so they don't, if you're just always feeding them, then they're not going to care much about eating algae because they're already going to have eaten so much. But these things do eat a ton, so most likely, if you have enough of them in your tank, even if you feed them a lot, you will be fine when it comes to algae. But I did have a lot. I had all these right here. This is a 40 breeder. All these right here were in a 29 gallon before, and I literally still had to clean all the algae off the tank because they apparently, for a while they cleaned the algae well, and then after a bit they stopped eating the algae, and I don't know why they did, but for the most part, most mystery snails, I believe, will eat algae. Also, from what I understand, I don't think mystery snails are crazy plant eaters. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure if you keep them with certain plants, they should be fine. So that is another bonus. And that's pretty much it when it comes to the benefits of these guys. I'm sure I could list a few more, and if you have puffers, then you could use these as a food for them. You could, one fish tuber said, I was on a stream of his, and he said that he crushed them up and you can just feed them to the fish, just spread it out, which is actually a really clever idea if you aren't selling them or anything and you have a ton. But for me, I don't have any puffers, so these guys for now are just going to continue to repopulate. But pretty much those are about the end of the benefits for these fish. I'm sure some of you guys might in the comments below put, oh, there's this benefit and this benefit, but that's pretty much all I can think about right now. Now, some of the negatives. The negatives are, sometimes a bunch of snails in a tank doesn't look too great. I've had tanks before with a ton of snails, and it just doesn't look that appealing to the eye, but it all depends on who's, who you talk to. But the biggest downside to these things is how much they crap. These things are so messy. I think I water changed this tank yesterday. And yesterday I also added a ton of food a ton of green beans to this tank. That's what I feed them. And make sure you always do no salt adding though, because salt will kill them. But I added a bunch of green beans, the rest of the can, and well, they was all gone by the next day. They always eat everything. But I just siphoned this tank, not great, but I did the majority of the mulm in here, and they literally went crap everywhere in this thing. They are so messy when it comes to going poop, and so if you're gonna keep them, you have to water change a lot, or just get used to the bottom of your tank will not look pretty by any means. Hey guys, that's probably the biggest downside to these things, is that they just poop everywhere. Alright, another thing that people have said, which I know is true, but I haven't experienced it personally, is that these things can climb out of your tank. Now, I've never had that happen for me because I always keep my water level down since I'm trying to breed them, because I want to eventually sell them. And so for me, I always keep my water level low, so I don't have that problem. But if you don't want these things to breed and so you put your water level high, you're gonna want a lid, or just be ready for snails to crawl out of your tank. Alright guys, so personally, for me, that's really just a couple of my pet peeves when it comes to these apple snails, mystery snails, whatever you want to call them. For the most part, I still do encourage, if you are thinking about getting snails, I would recommend them. Just know, if you're going to have more than one in a tank, there is a chance that they could breed and go crazy. I mean, you can stop the breeding of these things way faster, which is another positive to these things. As long as you have a lid and you fill this thing up, they're not going to crawl out, but they're also not going to be able to breed. Whereas a ram's horn snail, and I've had those before, will just lay eggs everywhere. And so they're much more of a pest snail than these guys right here. Anyway though guys, thank you for watching this video. Hope you liked it. Please comment, like, share, subscribe, whatever. I will see you all later. Just wanted to get a video out and show you guys what I think about apple snails.